Anti-Afro Spengalis. Up front, I want to make sure it's clear. I'm not going to be harassed and bullied and run off of any topic. Also, I'm not going to accept a mischaracterization. If I so choose to make that correction, I'll do just that, which is what I'm doing right now. I want to let you hear this clip, and I want to come back and explain to you what's going on. So stay tuned, and I will return.
AS brought your
Oh, yeah,
name up.
she obsessed with my. Yeah, you're right. She is.
Yeah, do you
I
think
heard
that
that, Darrell. That was crazy.
She was huffing and puffing. And
She was so excited.
How much we gotta get it? Let's get that. We gotta get that pay. I know she.
What I got to do to make it work? You need pills? What do we need? What do you got to do? Like,
how does it work?
are you worried that she may be able to pay Tiff P off, and Tiff P's gonna give the AFWs an exclusive on your
man?
Speak
Look,
on it.
hey, trust me. The Godfather ain't got nothing to be worried about in respect to that. I ain't no shame in my game.
Just so we're on the same page, the word that I beeped out was floppy junk. Dumpsy thinking I'm after his floppy junk or interested in his floppy junk that doesn't work. Dumpsy, Carrie Ann, and Phonyton characterization is totally bogus. Check the link out below to Smoke's channel and the timestamp. Go and listen to what I said on Smoke's channel, and it'll be very clear that part of the scheme is having to lie and mischaracterize what I said and why I said it. One thing I want to point out about these subjects on the panel, zero self-respect. You have Dumpsy, who has been dogged out, clean, cold, dogged out by Tiff P, having personal phone conversations played right here in these YouTube streets, breaking of trust, even going as far as to disclose money that has been given to others. That was tacky and low down to even disclose that to other people. Whatever the case, once it got into Tiff P's hands, she spread it around. There are many things she has told. Another situation, Dumpsy was dogged out by MPW, who was trying to curry favor and get back into Remix's good graces. She stabbed him in the back. And he still wants to try to consider her someone that he respects. Same with Tiff P. Like I said, dogged out, and he's still trying to get with her. And there very well can be a good reason for that has nothing to do with liking Tiff P. There's a fear factor there. No self-respect. You have Carrie Ann up there interacting with two subjects, both Dumpsy and Phonyton, who treated her the worst of the worst treatment you can even articulate or point out here in these YouTube streets as to in and around the Umar Johnson sector. Look at mistreatment in context. Someone's claiming that they're cool with you and they're treating you like dog shit, and she goes running right back. Dumpsy was the one who put out at least 3 live streams completely eviscerating Carrie Ann about every aspect of her being and her existence. Dumpsy was the one who started calling Carrie Ann the dirty and all that, talking about her bathing habits, just eviscerated her. And what does Carrie Ann do? She turns around and tries to blame breaking the culture of silence, who wasn't even in the Umar Johnson sector at that time. Blame Stargate. It wasn't Stargate's live stream, it was Dumpsy's live stream, and he was the one making all of those statements. Blame Scarlett. It was Dumpsy's live stream. We have the live stream, we have the proof. But the mischaracterizations and the lies, it runs the gamut. Phonyton did the same thing to Carrie Ann after she said over and over, I'm not going to deal with any man that disrespects me. She's been dealing with this dude, I won't call him a man. She's been dealing with this chronological adult male for 3 years, continuously dogged out. Then he puts conversations that he recorded in secret, violating the law, criminal offense, secretly records conversations and posts them online. And Carrie Ann right now returning over and over again to get in the face of someone who treats her like shit. Okay, now you have Phonyton, got dogged out by Conscious TV when Conscious TV brought it up again that Phonyton went over to that channel and was talking about how he loved masculine women. He was very comfortable on that panel. As you know, Conscious TV is a gay man, and Photon was very comfortable over there. But what is the reason Phonyton got so bent out of shape when that information was brought back to the Umar Johnson sector? But when Conscious TV reminded him of it, then got offended when Phonyton tried to run from it, divert from it, didn't want to go back over there to address it, that's when Conscious TV called his ass out. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that was cool what Conscious TV did, but on the other hand, I can kind of understand if you're going to go to somebody's platform and sit up on the panel and have a conversation and your appearing are comfortable, but when they're addressing it with you, you run off into a corner or go jump back into your closet. I can understand how a person on the other end who hosted you would feel exploited and used. That's what Phonyton did. So you have all these three subjects here, have no respect for themselves, allow themselves to be treated like dirt, and go running back to those who treat them like garbage. It's a revolving cycle. But what they want most of all is to not be bored. So they will go outwardly and try and get others who don't interact with them, who don't have any relationship with them, and you can say enemies if you want, and they will try to force them into their situation that they feel ashamed about, that they are humiliated about, and that they have fear about. And I'm speaking specifically about this focus on gay men and gay sex acts. Dumpsy D. Durrell, for the last, 7 years, that has been his main focus. Dragging other men, specifically those men who are heterosexual, into his conversation, into his allegations, into his slander, to his claims that they're DL, that they're going out with other men, they got a wife or they have a girlfriend and she doesn't know. It's that fantasy that he loves to live out. Don't forget when Fold Up Body went to New York to meet up with Phonyton, they disappeared into the night and Fub is wearing his glasses. What the hell is that? Letting a dude wear your glasses and you're disappearing into the night where they said they couldn't find them? But he wants to come up on his platform or go to these other platforms and claim other men are gay and gets all off into these lies, this slander, this false evidence, and is just jumping. You can't even pull them off the ceiling. All three are riding on some heavy duty shame, humiliation, and fear. What do they do with all that? Which is causing an incredible amount of distress. They just simply try to transfer it onto other people. Going back, 7 years? Dumpsy does nothing but put people in sexual silos. The first thing out of his mouth about a person is he's going to place them in a sexual silo and start at the top of their head to the bottom of their feet and just make every and any comment about their body. Whether he's seen them or not, he's going to make the comments. He's going to put them in a sexual silo and make all these comments, more specifically when it comes to other dudes. So you have Phonyton, who went over to Conscious TV's channel, who is a gay man, and the overwhelming majority of the people that go there are gay, and ended up getting very embarrassed. What for? If that's what you want and like, that's what you want and like. Carrie Ann has come up here in these YouTube streets that she effed another woman. Her words. Why the hell she would come out and say that? You can say what the hell you want. It's a free country, right? She sure said it. And then she also said she wanted to F MPW. But what does Carrie Ann do? What do all three of these subjects do with all of their sexual orientation, same-sex shame, humiliation, and fear? They just constantly search for other targets to displace this. It will get to the point where they will actually accuse you of committing crimes against children. This is what Dempsey was doing, running around calling people registered sex offenders. And always he's talking about them in terms of it's a man, but they've always done something to a little kid, a teenager, right? Or they're DLing, or they're gay and their wife and girlfriend don't know. Again, playing out that fantasy. It's that conquest fantasy is the main focus. I know I'm targeting a heterosexual man that's in a long-term relationship and or is married and has kids, but that's what's making it more appealing. I can turn them out. They were turned out. Someone managed to turn them out, and I got the info, and here I am. Or we had a secret relationship. You thought this person had a girlfriend, is living with the girlfriend, but let me tell you what really happened. This is a compulsive conquest fantasy, the most strongest, resistant male would never even dream of being gay, but guess what? I can make it happen. That's a fantasy involving other men who are not interested, they're not willing, they don't want it brought upon them. But you have these subjects based on their own angst, their own humiliation, fear, and shame. They are going to cast it off. They're going to try their hardest to make it appear it doesn't apply to them. It applies to other men, not me, but I'm going to keep on talking about it. Harry Ann was hyper-focused, rabid in her determination to put the package on. Fold-up body. Got mad at Rage Pigs and made sure she came back to that Umar Johnson sector and said, everybody thinks that you're gay. All focused, so focused. It's the go-to. Whenever they want to get at someone, they're angry at someone, they want you to hear what they have to say about someone, like Dempsey, they put them in same-sex silos. Whatever shame, fear, and humiliation that they're experiencing, it belongs to them. When Phony Ton was confronted in the Umar Johnson sector about what happened, he got very upset. And then the first opportunity he got to displace this LGBTQ plus identity that he felt had been saddled upon him, someone had come to one of his live streams and were saying something about me. I don't know what the theme was. And they said to him, like you've heard so many times before, people trying to link people up just to get a reaction. Oh, you're dealing with AAS. You must want her or something like that. And you know what Phony Ton said? Well, she's a lesbian, isn't she? He said that because he wanted to take the shift off of himself. He did not like the fact that Conscious TV made sure people knew what he said over there. And then the same thing happens. He is ecstatic right now that this whole constellation of lies has been brought up about Kip. The mere opportunity that he's able to run around from channel to channel and host his own live streams to talk about gay male sex gives him an immense amount of pleasure. He is displacing whatever he's having as to himself onto who's the target now. Kip, it'll be somebody else. Just hold on. Never ending target. He even targeted Remix for this. Somebody I think had called him a name. You know how people use the F word that rhymes with maggot when they're just arguing. Phony Ton took that and tried to make it a serious thing. Anything to take the attention off of self. I need a target. I'm going to get a target and I'm going to focus on that target. But let's not forget, Phony Ton was the one who disappeared with Fold Up Body into the night when they were in New York together. But he wants to run around and call everybody else gay. He is the one who feels ashamed. He is the one who feels humiliated. He's the one who feels fear. So let me add another element to that. I've talked about how Phony Ton was part of that Dwight York sex abuse cult.